think kind of all of the above. We had a little bit of a script, but, it went pretty close. There was a couple times that we had to kind of go off script, but at the same time, it was watch the game, see what the game's telling us to do. Matthew Boyd was outstanding. I think he could have gone longer, but we've won with our bullpen all year, and that's been who we are.
How much have you learned about the script, and just as a manager in your first year, maybe just in this series alone, how much have you learned about that?
Yeah, I think the best thing that we do is that we plan the game every night, and we've done this all year long. We plan the game. Obviously, there's nights where we have to rip it up, but we've talked through exactly what we want to do and win, and using Carl, using the pitching staff, using the analytics, using everybody. And I think I've just learned that there's times where you can follow the script when the game tells you to, and there's other times you have to rip it up and go rogue, and you can't be married to one idea.
Steven, what do you have to say can you say about Lane Thomas? August was a tough month for him, but he's really turned it around since then, especially today.
Yeah, when we were approaching the trade deadline, we identified Lane as a player that we wanted. He fit a lot of what we needed, and this guy's been a great player in this league for a few years now. And Lane has just been obviously had a great series for us. The two biggest hits, outside of Fry's homer, but Lane is a phenomenal baseball player, and we're thankful we got him.
Questions? Here in the front.
Just that fifth inning, they get one across, you get five. Just what you see and how that build up of that 5-run inning with Jimenez getting a single, Kwan, Fry, and so on.
That's who we are. That's who that group in that room has been all year. As soon as we get punched, we answer. That's been our MO all year long. Is as soon as we give up a run, our guys come right back, and to put up the 5 spot. Hosey gets hit by the pitch, Lane comes right up and gets the big blast. But, we can't rely on the home run. We have to, string things together, and our guys did both today. And then we got the add-on runs at the end. And I thought today was just a perfect picture of who our team is at our best, and couldn't have come on a better day.
Class A going to, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Class A going 2 innings, was that in the plans?
We got to that point, and that was what we had. Then we got the add-on run. I wanted Eli to get back out there and get us one out, and then unfortunately, first hitter gets away from him. But we wanted. That's where we had. Emmanuel was ready to go. He's been super efficient all year. He's had a couple outings now of 1+ or 2 innings where he's stayed efficient, and he's the best closer, best pitcher on the planet. And you want the ball in his hands.
Steve, I know we asked you a bunch about Scooble, but what does it say about your guys to be able to get after him like that?
Scooble's the best starting pitcher in the game right now, and our guys, we saw him 4 days ago, 5 days ago, whatever it was, and our guys showed up confident today. And we didn't know when it was going to happen, but every single person that walked into our clubhouse today believed we were going to get to him. And we were fortunate to do that because he has had an unbelievable year. He's an unbelievable pitcher. I have a ton of respect for him and what he's done in this game. He's going to be really good for a very long time, and we were very fortunate to get to him today.
With the Thomas Grand Slam, is it communicated to him to think 2-seam early, given the bases loaded situation, pitching to contact?
We just talked about being on the heater. He's got 2 really good fastballs, and he threw them a lot to us over the last start in the regular season, all of that. And so we just talked to our guys about being on the fastball, and we were. And Lane didn't miss it, and it was a beautiful thing.
What have you seen from Rocchio this postseason? It looks like he's kind of emergent defensively and offensively.
Roke's been one of the best shortstop, if not the best shortstop in the American League all year. And for him, he looks relaxed. He looks like he's just playing. He's not playing for numbers. He's not going out chasing hits. He's having quality at bat after quality at bat. And Roke has arguably been the most consistent hitter in our lineup other than Kwan for this postseason. And it's just been really fun to see him kind of come out of his shell.
Back here.
How draining is a series like that, where the last 4 games were especially close? There's so many matchups going on, so much bullpen usage going on. What was that like for you?
What are you talking? No, it is, but that's how we play. And when you're playing a team that's similar to you, there's going to be so much thinking and talking and planning and reacting to what the other team does. And I have so much respect for AJ and the Tigers, and it was such a fun series. It was indicative of our matchups throughout the regular season, and it's kind of whoever got the big hit was going to win, and fortunately Lane got it. And then, like I said, we added on. They didn't go away. They don't quit. We don't quit. It was an unbelievable series. No matter what the outcome of today was, I was going to be super proud of our guys because that was a tough series for us, tough series for them. It was two very evenly matched teams going at it, and it was a lot of fun.
Over here on the left side, Steven, how rewarding is it that when, you know, a guy comes here, like Lane Thomas comes here in a trade, and he goes cold, but you stick with him, you put your faith in him, and obviously he came out of it a while ago, but then this is his first playoffs, and to see what he's doing, how rewarding is that for you? And then were there kind of conversations where you told him this is going to be the way it goes, I have your back?
Yeah, I think if you look at Lane's journey with us, he gets here, comes out with a bang, gets a hit in his first game, big game his second game, and then he struggled, and he wasn't playing every day. And there was a day in Kansas City when we were at Kansas City that he asked me, he goes, "Hey, thought I'd be in the lineup today." And I just said, "Lane, look, here's what we got. We've got guys that can hit righties." And we had a really good conversation, and I challenged him. And to Lane's credit, he asked. He wanted to know. And then he steps up, and I can't take him out of the lineup. And that's what big-time players do. They step up, and they get it done.
Up here in the front.
So, Stephen, now that when you turn your attention to thinking about the Yankees, and what do you think about the Yankees?
I mean, we're playing a very, very good Yankee team. We've seen them in the regular season. This is one of the most talented teams in the league, so we know we have our work cut out for us. We're going to enjoy tonight, and when we wake up tomorrow, it's go time. And our guys, our mentality is this is awesome. We're going to enjoy tonight, but we know our work's not done. We don't want to be satisfied with this. We want to keep it rolling. That's the rhetoric, is we're not done yet. And I think that's for our guys, that's what's keeping them going.
All right, Steven, congrats.
Stephen, before the game, you were talking about you believed you'd be getting on a plane either tonight or tomorrow. Where does that come from?
You have to believe. If you don't believe in your group, don't even show up. We knew as soon as we got back to Cleveland, we had a chance. And yes, we're facing the best pitcher in the league, but that's who that group in that room is. They wanted it. They wanted to face him today. And if you don't show up fully confident that you're going to win, you don't show up to the field. And our guys have taken that approach all year, and we're not going to stop now.
Cade, coming into the third inning, just what was that like to start off, all the relievers coming in and getting this win?
Yeah, I mean, I had an idea that it could be early. I mean, we'd seen that all series, that we were ready to go to the bullpen early, but, just kind of really live out the mentality. It's all hands on deck. Just whatever it takes to win the game today. That's what we were prepared for down there, and could have been anybody. Any one of those guys was ready to go in.
Questions here in the front?
Standing in the dugout 1-1, what's your reaction when you see that ball by Lane Thomas?
Yeah,
going over the wall?
That was awesome. I mean, so much fun to watch. Like, what a timely hit, and huge, for the momentum too, just to shift things and kind of really feel like we're rolling, and just awesome.
Here in the back?
AJ Hinch talked about how you, Gaddis, and Clase have been able to pitch almost every game and still do it at a high level despite them seeing you so often. So how are you able to do that, and how rare do you think it is that you guys have so many guys who can do that?
I mean, I think it does speak again to the mentality of all hands on deck. Like, in the bullpen there, it's whatever it takes. Every one of us is trying to prepare as best we can for our name to be called at any point. And as far as, doing it every day, we have kind of some days in between. It's been a little bit of a different pace. But again, just whatever we can do to prepare and really go out and compete. That's what makes it fun, is going out there, competing, and playing in a game like that was a blast to be a part of.
Here in the front?
Your first playoff experience, Saturday to Saturday, 5 games, 2 elimination games. Where are your emotions at? How do you feel this experience so far?
Yeah, I'm not taking it for granted at all. This is a special thing to be a part of for sure. And it has been a ton of fun. Great atmospheres both home and on the road, and now going on the road again, anticipating the same. But seeing the group just, really rally together and like not be afraid to compete and fight back, and even if our backs have been up against the wall in the elimination games, to still know that we can get the job done. We just got to stay within ourselves and play our game.
Along the wall here.
Cade, the blueprint for success in the postseason over the last decade or so has been rooted so many times in bullpens. Just with your first postseason experience, what have you learned about the mentality of all hands on deck in a series like this?
Yeah, I think it's, actually kind of living it out is seeing how early it could be in some cases, and, understanding that really all that matters at the end of the day is we win the game. And so everything that you do in and around the building is going to be shaped about that, of how can I put myself in the best position to be ready to perform, so I can compete and, leave everything I have out there on the field for the team, and knowing that like I didn't have anything held back. I didn't, I'm not going to have any regrets walking away from the way that I competed, regardless of how the outcome turns out.
Here in the front.
I'm not sure how many times you faced the Yankees this season, but what are your recollections and what do you think of that lineup?
I think, again, it goes to just we have to stay within ourselves. We have to play our game. We have to not be intimidated by a big crowd and, sold-out stadium and big names and whatever. We've played good teams all year. We've competed with them all year. We are, a good baseball team. That's why we're here. And it goes to show that, like, at the end of the day, it could be one pitch that swings the game. And so we have to do our best to keep ourselves in the game, in that position, and swing it in our favor.
Take one more question here, Paul.
Cade, I think you and Heron pitched in every game in this series. I was just wondering, physically, how do you do that, and how do you feel right now?
I feel great right now. I mean, this has been so much fun. And again, like, we're going to do what we can to prepare tonight, tomorrow, rest up, get our work in tomorrow, and be ready to go on Monday. And again, like, prepare in a way that we can leave everything out on the field and not have any regrets about how that goes.
All right, Cade, congratulations. Start here in the front.
Lane, just take us through that fifth inning. They get a run across. You guys answer. What was going on there for you and your team?
I think first I was hoping our best player wasn't hurt after getting hit. And then second, it's just you don't get to hit in a situation like that without some guys taking good at-bats in front of you. So it just felt good to come through for the guys and, have a big inning.
Over here on the side, Travis.
Are you deciding between 2-seam, 4-seam in that situation?
No, I think that's tough. He's got 100 in the tank and 95 on the sinker. And, my first time with the bases loaded, I kind of was looking soft. I thought, with that situation, he wasn't going to come at me, and he proved me wrong. And then the next time I was like, I got to be ready for the fastball. And, he threw a good one that I could hit.
Questions over here, Jesse?
Yeah. Lane, can you talk a little bit about your journey since coming to Cleveland? Did you feel like you had some struggles early on and just needed to settle in with a new team, or was there more to it? Or
Yeah, definitely had some struggles those first 2 weeks, or maybe even the month. But I'm just thankful they kind of hung with me and let me, get my feet under me and kept giving me at bats. And you just got to be thankful for that first off. And it felt good to kind of come through, late in September and obviously in the playoffs. So it was good.
can it be fun to sort of bat behind Jose, by the way, just because he takes a lot of focus?
Man, I just like watching that guy hit. He's a fun guy to watch go to the plate every time. So, I've learned a lot from him being here for only a month. So, yeah, absolutely.
Right here.
Stephen Vogt just said that you did have a talk with him in Kansas City, like one time that you thought you'd be in the lineup. And he said, he challenged you and you responded, and it hasn't been able to take you out. So, was that a turning point for you in any way? What do you remember from that conversation?
Man, obviously I was in D.C. for the last 2.5 years, and no matter what, I knew that I was showing up at the ballpark and I was going to be in the lineup. So I think I hit a homer off Waka, and then the next day I didn't play. So I was like, Voter, fill me in here. What's this look like going forward? Obviously I'm prepared for any role that you give me, but I just want to, So we had a great talk, and he kind of gave me some at bats to end September, and here we are. So.
In the back, blue shirt.
Lane, I know it's a team game. Everyone did a lot. You personally hit a big home run in Game 1, a big grand slam here in Game 5. This is the stuff you dream of, right? Coming up in those big. What does this feel like to have this kind of series for you?
Yeah, I don't even know if I have the words to answer that question, but you dream of at bats like that as a little kid, and to do it at this stage in this game, and to come through for the guys in the clubhouse, it feels awesome.
Here in the front.
And for this to be your first playoffs, how sweet is it to be able to put this together? And what were your emotions like, celebrating with the guys when you get the championship belt too?
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I think I've said this a lot over the last few weeks. Is just it feels great, and how they accepted me coming in here and trying to just keep this thing rolling. So obviously we've played well this first series, and we got to keep it going for another couple.
Here in the front, Paul.
Lane, tell us about Rocky Top. Where'd that come from?
I'm from Knoxville, so that's the Vols kind of fight song.
Why did they start playing it at clinchers for the clinch?
Because I'm from Knoxville. I don't know. I guess that just relates with the town that I'm from.
Here in the front.
Two things. Number one, you have your family back there.
Yeah.
Let's have to feel like this moment, and then also Stephen Kwan has 11 hits in this series. How does he get the table set at the top?
First off, this wouldn't be possible without them. Get you a little emotional hearing your son, make noise back there in the background. And, my wife's been a rock through all this too. So that's incredible. But, watching Stephen Kwan hit too like I said, you don't get to hit in situations without guys taking good bats in front of you. And, it's contagious. So you want to come through because they came through. So that's, how I feel about that for sure.
Question here in front.
Did you feel any sense of, team-wide confidence or whatever about facing Skubal, the way you guys were able to get after him? Did you feel like that could, be coming the way you guys entered with the mentality you did?
Absolutely not. I mean, I think he threw, 14 scoreless innings maybe, or whatever the number is. So, about in the third inning, I was talking with some guys, and I'm like, whatever we're doing doesn't seem to be working. We got to, put the ball in play. So, our hitting guys do a great job of kind of giving us a good plan, and, we seem to execute at that one inning. So, I'm glad it worked out when it did that one inning, because he was pretty damn good the previous.
It sounds strange then, knowing what you just said, but as it's leaving his hand, how quickly do you know you've got one maybe you can put a swing on? Is it?
With the success that guy's had this year, I think you have to respect the fastball at all times. And, he finally threw me one over the plate. I was telling Val, our hitting coach, I was like, man, I've never seen someone throw that hard and just locate in on me so well. It seems like every fastball that he threw me, he just painted the top up and in rail, and you just kind of tip your cap. So he threw one over the plate after 4 at bats, and I was able to put a good swing on it.
And last question up front here.
As far as mentally and emotionally, getting traded from Washington, you have a family, you're here, you go through this long series. Just where are you at? Heading into the next series. Are you tired? Are you drained? You fired up? What do you think?
I mean, man, after a game like that, you're fired up, you're ready to run through a wall. So, like I said, we just got to kind of feed off that game and keep rolling.
All right, Lane, thanks for coming down. Any questions? Start here.
What are you thinking when you see Lane get a hold of that one and just obviously a huge at bat, but that whole inning, able to put it against Skubal like that?
Yeah, kind of that same energy when I saw David's hit in Detroit. Hit it good, had a good angle. That left field wall is always kind of scary because it's taller than all the other ones. So just want to get back for a tag up. But seeing that ball fly over the wall was awesome, pure ecstasy.
In front.
You dealt with injuries this year. You persevered to come back. 11 hits in the series. How would you describe how you've been able to accomplish that? And today, getting 3 hits off Skubal, how are you able to do that?
Yeah, kind of hard to say. Obviously, we go in with a plan, trying to execute the plan. Once you hit the ball, you can't really control where it goes. So put some good swings on it. Saw him obviously earlier, so that really helped. But I mean, it's baseball. It's hard sometimes, and when it's good, it's good.
Jeff.
So Stephen, now looking ahead to the Yankees, what do you remember about facing them in the regular season, and how do you guys? Let's say no challenge is going to shut you guys down. So how do you persevere the way you guys are going right now?
Yeah, I mean, haven't really thought that far. I mean, obviously just trying to celebrate with the guys. I remember they beat us, so that kind of gives us some motivation to try and beat them. But past that, not much else.
Steven, what is it about the postseason? 10-game hitting streak in the postseason. What is it about that kind of brings out the best in you?
I mean, hard to say. I mean, at least for this one, I had kind of 10, 12 days off, so body was a little fresher than I think other people's were. Hard to say. Just variance, I guess, putting some good swings on it. Not hard to say.
Over on the left wall.
Even given Scooble's quality, seeing him a second time in a pretty short period, what benefits are there? Picking up pitch shapes, release points, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly that. Being able to see those shapes, seeing what their plan is really. You know, he's got really good stuff. He's able to locate. So when he hits a spot, you can't really do anything about it. But just being able to see that over and over is super helpful. Being able to have that dialogue with other guys too, and kind of formulate a team plan. I think all of those go into it.
Steven, congratulations. Walk me through, how are you guys going to be able to process this, enjoy it, celebrate, and then the quick turnaround of what's to come? I mean, you guys have already had a long stretch of days here and looking ahead now.
Yeah, I think just enjoy the day. Some of the guys are still enjoying it right now, so just enjoying that fully. Just enjoying the day is really what it is. Tomorrow will come. We're gonna get on that flight, have a good time. We're gonna get to New York, enjoy that, and when tomorrow comes and we get to the field, we'll formulate our game plan from there. But I think today, what we're supposed to do is just enjoy it.
You're in the front.
Hey, Steven, Lane Thomas just talked about after he got traded here, he struggled for about a month. Obviously, he's really turned it around. How valuable has he been for you guys, and also, like, what has he shown you working through that and coming out the other end like this?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a pro in and out. I just have to imagine it's so hard when you have your routines and you have an area that you know and people that you know, and then just getting plunged into our world. He's been awesome, and especially with kind of our team being so young, he's really the veteran presence in our locker room that we really need. He's just got kind of like a calm heartbeat through all of it. It doesn't look like this is his first playoffs, but he's been huge for us. So yeah, we've been really leaning on him so far.
Jesse.
And when you say you get plunged into your world, is it teammates' responsibility to kind of try to help him along, just get him comfortable, even though he is a veteran, just because everything's new?
Yeah, and I think we try to do as much as we can. You don't want to be that annoying young guy just being like, hey, like this, and that. I mean, he's been around. He's been traded before. He's had success in pretty much everywhere he goes. So just trying to give him the space for that. But he adapts so quickly. I think that's just like a baseball player thing. You come into a new area and you adapt and you learn so quickly. And I'm sure he would have said he didn't adapt as quickly as he would have liked. But I mean, again, he's been huge for us so far.
8 guys through today. Just what you see out all those guys coming in, everybody seemed to deliver for the most part. What you see out of the guys?
Yeah, I mean, again, we just got to rely on them every time. Different shapes, different angles, velo, spot up. I mean, I feel like it's such a weapon to be able to lean on them. So super grateful we're able to have them go through. I just imagine that we're going to keep going.
Take one more question if anyone has it.
When, Steven, when Class A comes out for the 8th inning, 2-inning save, how comforting is that?
Yeah, it's always comforting. I mean, you just can't help but feel like it's going to be shut down when he comes in.
You mentioned having that time off. How important was that for you to just reset your mind on top of your body, just to help you now where you're at?
Yeah, definitely helpful. I want to say it was more helpful for the other guys like Hosey, Himmy, Josh. I mean, those are guys who really played nearly 162. I was kind of in that IL stint, so my body healed up during that time. I got that time to catch up. But I think as a collective, you can kind of feel everybody take that deep breath. Just enjoy coming to the field, hanging out with everybody. It didn't feel like a job at that point. It just felt like we were all kind of hanging out, watching some baseball, watching on TV. I think that was huge for everybody.